Welcome once again to Weather Legends. This is part 2 of the interview with James Spann, meteorologist and severe weather expert from Birmingham, Alabama. Joe and Joe have some questions for James, and we'll listen in and hear what James has to say.
I had a great pleasure of meeting James, however briefly, when the National Weather Association had their convention. I think it was about 10 or 12 years ago in the Birmingham area. And you've been at this for so very long. I'm wondering whether or not there has ever been a situation where you've actually come very close to being emotional on the air, some severe weather outbreak or some major storm that caused a great amount of destruction. And you've found yourself that you've had to, kind of like in the same way that Walter Cronkite did when he announced that JFK had been assassinated. Have you ever come close to getting emotional on the air after a major or significant weather event?
There are days that probably should have happened, but it didn't because I'm so busy. For example, the one generational event I've had on my watch is a professional. It was April 27, 2011. I was involved in the super outbreak as a ham radio volunteer in high school, but I was not a professional. But on April 27, 2011, for those that don't know, in my state, we had 62 tornadoes. And in that one night, 252 people were killed in my state, one day, from 62 tornadoes. Most people around the country don't even know that this happened. If you go to Boston, Los Angeles, Chicago, you ask them where the tornadoes happen, what do they say? Oklahoma. And they do get them in Oklahoma, but we have more strong, violent tornadoes per square mile than they do. Not that there's anything to brag on, but on that day, I was so busy, I missed it. I missed the emotion of the moment. I missed the historical nature of the moment. If you go, and all this is on YouTube, you can watch it, but if you watch those long hours of coverage, I had 5 chat sessions with different National Weather Service offices. I had a chat session with our own spotters. I had at least 10 crews in the field watching live streams, and I had to watch all the social media stuff, and I had to process all that in real time like an air traffic controller and decide what am I going to show on TV and on the stream and tell a coherent story to get people to do the right thing and get into a safe place. And every CPU cycle in my brain had to go toward managing that and not getting into the emotion, the history, and the loss of life that was happening. And in a way, I'm glad I missed it. It hit me a few days later. And I at that NWA meeting, which was in Birmingham that year, I chose not to say anything. And James Spann's a bag of hot air. Typically, I've always got something to say, but I needed some time to grieve. I needed to go through every part of the grieving process. I went through depression, which is not the norm for me. I went through anger and bitterness, but after 6 months, I came out of it and I wanted to get up under the hood and let's fix it. So we've gotten a lot of help from the social scientists, but that was the closest I've come, I guess, to being emotional, but I just didn't have time.
Joe Cioffi?
Jim or James, which do you prefer, by the way?
Oh, I'll answer to anything. When I was a little boy, I was Jim in Greenville, Alabama, but I've been James since I was, let's see. My father walked out on me and my mom when I was 7 and left us penniless. And for some reason, I just thought I needed a new identity. And that's when I changed my name to James. So since 7, I've been James. Before 7, I was Jim. But you call me whatever you want to.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with James. And a couple of things that you've said that struck with me. One is the fact that you can only control what you do. You can't control what's going on the periphery with respect to social media and then the people that are posting the daily apocalypse and they're doing what they're doing. The things have changed so radically on the broadcast side of what we do in the last 40 years, but in the last 10 years, it has really accelerated. It seems like every day we're getting into doing something different, something new in social media, a new platform. And where do you see all of this? Where do you think we will be going with this in the next 5 years? Because we've got an age group cohort that doesn't watch newscasts. They get their information on 30-second or 1-minute short videos and reels, and as you said, and TikTok, and that's that's something that we have to sort of balance here. So I'm just wondering what you think about that, and where you think this all may be going. What is TV weather going to look like if local people, people under 40 aren't watching local TV stations?
Right, and let's get real. The days of these Ron Burgundy newscasts, they're over. It's a product of a bygone era. Good evening. Here, it's a farce to most people, and quite frankly, even people my age. I don't know anybody my age that watches this stuff. It's not relevant to them. Everybody's got 24 hours in a day, and you can only consume so much media. And giving an old TV station 30 minutes for a newscast, we have to reinvent the wheel. And listen, some of these YouTubers are incredible. When we have a big tornado outbreak, who has more audience than the Weather Channel, Fox Weather, or any local broadcaster? It's Ryan Hall. This guy sitting in his basement in Kentucky, and everybody wants to throw stones at him, but he's figured it out. He's giving people what they want. And it's just people that are jealous at the guy. And so we have to learn from some of the YouTubers that are responsible, not the ones that are, hysterical, but people like that, and take the best of what they're doing and the best of what we've done for all these years and generate a whole new model. If you look at some groups like the Tennessee Valley Weather Group, look at that group, what they're doing. It's incredible. Ben Luna and those guys, there's no TV involved. They've got it right. And we're going to come in this summer and make a lot of changes and do some things. And if we don't change, we're going to die. This won't be around much longer. So the horse and buggy business was great, but those that are in the transportation business did fine. And we're in the weather communication business, and we have to change as our audience changes. So, and we're going to do that.